All right, we're back with a 5A coach and a 4A coach. We got TM coach J.K. Moody, and we have GP coach Coach Jonesy. So we're going to talk a little bit about their teams, their outlook for the 2024 high school baseball season, which begins next Friday. Me and Mark is going to sit down with them, talk some baseball, talk some returning players, players to watch, about their districts, and so forth. So, Coach, where we start the podcast, what do you do for the school district? What do you coach? What do you teach? And so forth.
At Tuloso-Midway, I coach baseball, freshman football, and teach a few PE classes, if you can call it teaching PE.
Hey, a lot of these coaches have it pretty good.
That's kind of teaching.
And then I do some inclusion as well. That's pretty much my role at the school.
Sweet.
Coach Jonesy, what do you do?
I got a little bit tougher. Same thing, varsity baseball coach, freshman football coach, teach government and economics.
Oh, okay. That's the second one, government, right?
A little more difficult.
A little bit more difficult, but it's not too bad. I enjoy it.
Cool. So let's start with Coach Moody. What's your outlook for 2024? Of course, District 31 4A. It's been probably a pretty tough district since it was created a couple years ago. Robstown, TM, Alice, Callahan, of course, and then I think it was Zapata that's been in there the past 2 years, right?
Yes, sir.
Of course, last year was a grind. There was also a tiebreaker between Bishop also. Bishop moved in from 3A.
Yes, sir.
Did a great job also competing at the 4A level. Knowing that, we had 2 years in a row, Alice versus TM in the third round, regional quarters. Callahan, of course, went to regional finals the year before, except last year, they lost a little early. And then I think last year Zapata upset you on the first round.
Sir.
So overall, another tough district. We kind of call this the SEC. We give them little nicknames, but, it's a grind. So what's your outlook for the 2024 season? Who are your top players, your players to watch, and what do you think of the district coming into 2024 and tournaments you're playing in the beginning of the season to get you ready for the district season?
As far as the district goes, you're right. You label it the SEC is what you guys label it. It's a tough district, just like any district down here in South Texas. If you're a high school baseball fan, this is where you want to be. If you want to coach high school baseball, this is the area to be. Coastal Bend. Our district is, like you said, it's pretty loaded with 4A squads. Bishop came up last year. Coach Medina does a great job at Bishop. They have a rich tradition, great players.
You were there before?
Yes, sir. I was there, 7 years ago.
So I asked that question, Marcus, what you asked the previous coaches.
Give us your coaching history, where all you went.
Coaching history. Started out in Ingleside.
Oh. I remember that. I asked you a while back.
Yes, sir. Started out in Ingleside. Worked with Coach Elizondo, who you guys just had on here. Was his assistant for 3 years and took over the fourth year there. Then went to Bishop after that for 3. Then went to San Antonio East Central for 3 years. And then from there, Groesbeck High, which is up by Waco, for 3 years. And then starting my second year here at TM.
And you went to the state tournament in Bishop, right?
Yes, sir. Right. Got beat by West in the state championship game.
Right. I remember that.
Coach Beckham beat us, which
he's beaten me before too, Coach. Don't feel bad.
He's a great coach. He just beat Coach Alanese and them as well.
Wow.
He's a really good coach, and his players play really hard.
So is he at China Spring?
He's at China Spring.
Okay. Wow.
So that's enough on those guys.
Okay. Yeah. So we interrupted. Now you can keep going, Coach.
Back to Coastal Bend baseball.
There you go.
Coach Medina does a great job with Bishop. Then you have Robstown, Coach Vasquez. Those guys really play hard.
Scrappy
yes.
team.
And they have one of the best players in South Texas at short there. They have a really good squad. Made a really deep run last year. Bishop making it to the second round last year. Then
and a good team got left out. Alice,
Yes.
Alice.
Alice.
That's how tough the district was, right? So
Alice took one from us last year at Alice. Alice has a lot of returners as well.
Yes.
And they got a really good coach in Coach Trevino. Gonzi is a really good friend of mine and just a solid baseball coach. He's going to be good for Alice. Then, of course, you got Kingsville. Kingsville was a little down last year, right. But with the new AD, the coaches they brought in, they've had a lot of kids come back for football. Their football team was really competitive this year and is on the rise. We faced them in district as well. So I think they're going to be a lot more competitive than they were last year. And then you have, of course, Cal Allen.
They're gonna be pretty good this year.
Yeah, and Cal Allen took 2 from us last year, and that's kind of our rival.
Right.
And we're right next to each other. I was just talking to Coach Lopez earlier. He's talking about his field, and I said, "Man, I drive by your field every day. I live behind the Cal Allen baseball field." So, Cal Allen is the standard, in our district. And I tell our guys, if you want to be district champs, it goes through Cal Allen. So, Cal Allen's going to be tough again, just like all the other teams in our district. But as far as TM, we have a lot of returners coming back, a lot of all-district players coming back, a lot of guys with experience coming back. Several guys that played for Coach Akers for 2 years before I was able to get the position here at TM. So we're really optimistic about the upcoming season. I think you asked about some returners. Josh Garcia is probably one of our top returners. He committed to play and signed at Incarnate Word, Division I school there in San Antonio. Probably one of the best outfielders in all of South Texas. Can really go get it, and has plus speed, and also could really swing it from the left side. We got Max Lotta coming back. He's a two-way guy. I think he was 5-0 for us last year on the mound. Plays third base. Was an all-district performer at third base. Senior Eloy Rios was a first-team all-district second baseman. Got several pitchers coming back that were second-team all-district pitchers within our district. Another kid that went 5-0 as a sophomore, Emmanuel Reyes. And got a kid that's going to slide into the catching position this year. He's a junior. Saw some time last year at catcher in the outfield. Eric Flores. Also have another big arm, and Nick Aguilar, senior, went 3-0 last year for us with, I think, like 3 or 4 saves. Then we had 2 kids move in as well. Two kids move in from the Corpus area that I think are going to contribute to the squad. And then we have a really, really stout sophomore class. And they were played on our top JV team last year, and did a really good job last year playing some varsity squads and then playing some of the Corpus, the 5A area schools JVs. So we had 7 of those kids on that top JV team, and we
got some depth.
We got some depth, and it's a variety. The seniors all the way down to the sophomore class. We got a pretty good freshman class as well, but the sophomore class has got a lot of kids in it, and they're hungry. And like I've told these juniors and seniors, last year was last year. Some of these kids are coming in and they want to take a position. Of course,
you lost the first round, so you didn't foresee that, right? It was baseball is baseball, but it happened. So maybe they're gonna be like, we don't want that to happen again, right? So,
yeah, we didn't, and all those kids traveled with us to Zapata, and Zapata was, we didn't overlook them, but we had played Zapata the previous 2 years in our district, as you stated earlier,
right?
And TM had, pretty much taken care of them in district play. Right. So our kids came in and won game 1, and game 2 we were up until the very end, and blew a lead, and then I think we were just kind of stunned at that point in game 3. Right. But like I told the kids after that game, you got to learn from it. Right. You younger guys, see how these seniors feel right now, because Coach Akers had led them to 2 round 4 appearances, back-to-back years. So I said, know what it feels like, and remember this. Remember the look on the seniors' faces, what they're feeling right now, and let's come back hungrier for the next season. And I think our kids are ready for it. I think they're ready to compete, and whether we go round 1, round 2, whether we don't make the playoffs, our kids are going to compete, and they're not going to forget what it felt like last year.
Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff, Coach. Right.
Coach, how about you? What's your year looking like as far as returners, depth? What does that look like over in GP?
See, right now we got 4 guys that were starters last year that are going to return for us. The biggest issue that we face right now is trying to replace our pitching staff. I think we threw 196 innings last year, and I did the math. We've got 10 innings coming back out of that 196.
Wow.
So, we've got some work to do to find some dudes on the mound. But
and y'all are in the south zone or north zone?
Oh, shoot. We're on the north zone. So we're with Victoria East and West,
Right.
then us, Ray, and Miller.
Okay.
So
Yeah, and the East had a pretty good, decent team last year.
East is going to be tough. They return pretty much I think they return every player except for maybe their third baseman.
Oh, wow.
And so they're going to be good. Coach Coley does a good job over there. His son is an amazing catcher. I think he bats leadoff for him. We had a hard time getting him out last year. They started a freshman on the mound in game 1 against us. Freshman in center field, I think batted 3 or 4 hole for him. So they were pretty young. They're going to be really good. I don't know if people are talking about them, but I'm telling you, just because we faced them last year 2 times, beat them both times, but they're pretty good. And to me, I would say they're going to be the favorite in the North Zone. So that's kind of my thing. I know Ray's supposed to be really good too, but I'm telling you right now, from what East had last year, and
I think I've kind of followed him, talked to the coach a little bit. He says we're gonna make a run. It's gonna be.
Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty good this year. So.
But I did hear that y'all do have some good prospects coming up pitching though.
No, we got some guys that can throw it, and what we've tried to do, we knew this was coming last year. We knew that Noah was going to graduate, and he was our dude. We knew that Baylor Patton and Andrew Baez was our 2 and 3. We knew they were going to graduate.
Right.
Our number 4 last year was probably Garrett Carter. He graduated early. He graduated in December this year, which is kind of awkward, but
Wow.
Most kids don't do that, but it happened, and so we got to move on from that. And then the next 3 relievers that we had that pitched for us in tournaments, they all graduated. And so we knew this was coming up. We had to plan for it. We had some guys throwing the JV and the freshman level last year that we think can be guys for us this year. And so it's not like it's a shock to us. We tried to plan for it last year because we knew we were senior heavy in the pitching department.
Right.
But, can those guys step up and replicate the success that they had on JV, because it's different.
Right.
Like it's not the same level.
Yeah.
The strike zone gets a little bit smaller. The hitters are a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's tougher to get outs.
Yep. Yeah, I think I've heard what Reyes kid moved in from
We
Sinton.
got David Reyes move in, and then
I saw him throw at a tournament. He was hitting like 92 or something.
Yeah, he throws pretty hard. He's definitely a fireballer, man.
Yeah.
He'll run it up there. And then we got Blaine Elizalde, who's a junior. He's been with us, and then Bodie Talamontes.
Yeah, Bodie, yeah.
He'll be a senior this year. He's played shortstop
Did he
for us.
recover?
Yeah, he's got some arm issues going on right now, but he's recovering, and so we're hoping to get him back on the bump. And then we've got Bryce Hardoak, who's a lefty that got a lot of innings on the JV last year. He's a little crafty lefty. And then Reed Dooms, who's our quarterback.
Right.
He also plays baseball. He's a pitcher. He's a corner infielder pitcher.
Cool.
And so we're expecting him to put up some innings for us
And
this
I had
year
a little
also.
sophomore too. See him pitch. He's pretty decent too.
Landon Mayer.
Yeah.
He's
a competitor.
He's pretty scrappy on the bump.
Yeah.
He's got a nice little curveball, and then he'll sneak that fastball in there, and he throws that curveball so much that the fastball kind of gets on you and you don't expect it. And so he doesn't throw hard, but he throws hard enough that he can get some guys
throws a lot
out.
of strikes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
And offensive wise,
Defensively and defensively, I think we'll be just as good, if not maybe a little bit better than we were last year. Like I said, we'll return our catcher, Jens Quam, and he'll have some competition back there. Jamin Galvan is a junior, and he's done really well for us this fall. He'll compete for that spot back there behind the plate. He's super athletic, extremely fast, can handle the bat really well. And so, maybe he can play back there at catcher, or maybe he goes to the outfield for us. We graduated our first baseman, Omar Mariscal. Second baseman graduated, but we're hoping Blaine Elizalde can step into that role when he's not pitching. Bodie played short for us last year, and then Eli was a starter, Eli Garza. He batted 3-4 hole for us last year, and so we're expecting big things from him offensively this year. And then we return our center fielder, who's been a starter since he's been a freshman. He's been our leadoff hitter. He'll end up being a 4-year letterman. He's only a junior this year, but he's going to be a stud, Eddie Sanchez.
Good. Well, it sounds like you guys are going to end up being all right.
Yeah, well, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
If we can find some guys that can get up on the bump and throw strikes and keep us in games offensively and defensively, I think we'll be good enough to scratch out some runs.
And we're talking to
compete.
Coach Yeager and Marcelo, and they're like, we don't like the zones, the zone play. But what do you think about it?
I like the zones. You got to.
He just thinks, you're going to play your teams so many times, right? So that's
I like it. I don't think it's really any different. You start breaking it down and thinking about it, there's a lot of pressure at the end. Like,
Right.
I get it. Like, if you were the second best team in district at the end of the season, you probably feel like you're already in.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're the second best team in the district, then you're playing for a district championship anyway,
Right.
at the end, and you're already guaranteed a spot.
Yeah.
And I like it. It gives more teams a lot more to play for at the end.
Right.
So there's 6 teams playing for something at the very
Right.
end of the
like
season.
a little tournament before
And,
before the tournament. so yeah,
a lot of people don't like the zones, but
Yeah.
to me, you're going to play everybody twice. So at some point you're going to have to play vets. We're going to have to play vets twice
Right.
if we're going to get in the playoffs.
right.
East is going to have to play vets or Carroll or whoever twice.
King's there too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
to me, I like the zones, and you're going to have to play everybody at least twice anyway. So
Might as well. Yeah. So I mean, and of course, district's tough anyway. No, either if it's north or south.
No, there's not a lot of guys.
So many good teams. So.
No.
Yeah.
You're not just going to walk on the field and beat somebody. Tournament-wise, first weekend we go to McAllen. I think TM going to McAllen
Yes,
also.
sir. Yeah, we're going to McAllen.
That's been a good one. We've been there the last 2 years. This will be our 3rd year going over there. I like going south just because the weather's a little bit better first weekend.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the reason we go down there. They're turf fields now, so that helps as far as like the rain and
Right.
the weather
Right.
to try to get your 5 games in. Second week, we're at Cow Allen, TM,
Alice.
Robstown, Alice.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that
That's
one's getting
always-
a little bigger, right? That one's.
That's-
It is. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that one's always super competitive, but it's a good test going
Right.
into district. And
They've
then
got a good mix of valley teams too.
right,
Yeah.
which teams that you expect if you make the playoffs,
Yeah.
you're probably going to see them.
Sherilyn and Pioneers and
Yes, sir.
yeah.
PSJ, we got them.
Oh,
We
yeah.
played them last year. We'll play them again this year. And then third weekend we go to El Campo, which is a little bit different for us because it's a lot of Region 3 teams, which we
Right.
probably won't ever see. But it's good.
Different
We play-
competition.
Yeah, just different looks, different style of baseball.
Right.
I think we play Los Fresnos. I guess is not a Region 3 team. They'll be in the tournament.
They're 6A, I think.
But like last year, we played Taylor and El Campo and Needville, so Sweeney. Just a lot of good competition over there.
Right. That's I think Alice did that last year. We went to LaGrange,
Mhm.
Columbus, and all those teams from up there.
Yeah. It's good for. I
Giddings,
think it's good for our kids too. They're not playing the same guys
Yeah.
over and over,
Yeah.
so it's just kind of a different look.
Right. So what you going to McAllen?
We're going to McAllen, and we go for the same reason, for the weather. Knock on wood that it's good this year. Last year it was really not. Last year it was hot, actually.
Yeah.
I thought.
2 years ago, it was freezing and it was raining. So-
Let's hope it's not a repeat of that year.
Yeah.
And then we host with Cow Allen, Alice, Robstown that week 2, and then week 3 we go to Victoria.
Victoria. Yeah. Cool. Man, that's good, man. So, I mean, that's good stuff, good information. Of course, we've been talking to all the coaches here. It's like, it's pretty repetitive. Everybody knows this is the hotbed for South Texas High School baseball, and we just want to keep the ball rolling. Highlight y'all's players also. Y'all got any info on, commitment stuff, forward it to us. We'll post them. Marcus does a good job with videos. He makes some games and stuff. But we're going to try to expand and
And if he doesn't cover TM, I'll go talk to his wife.
Yeah.
She's a trainer there at TM.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, Marcus, you're gonna have to cover one, man.
I know.
Let's go to TM and Alice.
Him and Coach Horner, I'll see them a lot. Cause
Oh yeah,
I will
that's
probably,
right. Coach Horner is new on your staff, right?
He was there last year.
Oh, he was there.
played for
Okay.
me at Bishop,
Yeah,
though.
I remember, yeah.
He was an all-state tournament team player. Just a great player.
I know RD Carrillo probably tell me. Tell that dude hi. You know RD?
Yes.
He's a good friend of mine.
Carrillos, Calesios,
Yeah.
from Bishop.
They're all from Benavides. You know that.
I do. But I know him as from Bishop because I coached their boys.
Yes, that's why I brought
great
it up.
family.
Right.
Great
right.
families.
Yeah,
great
yeah. They're
families.
a good friend of mine. Unfortunately, all those kids are, Benavides would have been a hell of a ball club. If
They
those
would have
kids
stayed.
went out.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't, though.
Yeah.
I'm glad they went to Bishop when I was there.
Yeah. So that's cool.
I played golf when Horner and I were in high school. We were in high school at the same time, and we would get paired in the same golf group. So we played golf like every week together.
Cool.
So that was back when he had his long.
Yeah,
curly
he had
hair.
long hair.
Yeah, I was telling them, a lot of people don't know that Benavides had a couple of players go play college baseball, and they're like, oh wow, but we did. Even
Yeah.
we're a small town, whatever. That's my hometown. So
Okay.
yes, sir. But yeah,
But,
but no,
yeah.
man, we you got anything else?
Like Coach was saying, I will see a lot of TM. My wife is an athletic trainer there, so she sees them all the time.
Yeah.
I will see y'all. Trust me. And y'all are getting
We
a new
appreciate
field, right?
that.
Y'all
We are getting a new field.
Getting
Thank
turf.
you, Mr. Van Maitre, school board.
He's a good guy, that guy. Yeah.
GP's getting a new facility as well.
And
So
Alice might too. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
What's the latest with the GP facility? What's that?
Right now, they're just kind of fencing everything off, and the tractors are
So
in
are y'all
there
gonna have a
moving
field?
dirt. Well, right now we're going to play at the Portland Municipal Park,
What do you think about that?
which is I don't really
Well, I mean,
think it
seating
matters
wise,
what I think.
seating
but,
wise is not good.
no, it's not good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not good,
But
but
how,
it
what do
is
you
what
think
it
of
is.
the
and
field, the dimensions, and
it's short. The wind's going to blow out, and if you're coming to play us, and you swing for the fences, and you better strike people out. So,
well, and y'all are staying in the same area, right? You just y'all just turfing. it.
yes, sir. It'll be ready February 1st. Is the date that Hellas has
So
given
right
us.
before the scrimmage season.
Right before we start.
Yeah, cool.
Good.
Well, man, we're gonna wish y'all the best of luck on y'all season. We'll be following y'all. Y'all got anything, y'all let us know.
Yes, sir.
Any players that get committed, or even if they want to get in touch with somebody, I have a lot of connections everywhere. So, I mean, I can help out too. I'm sure y'all
appreciate that.
coaches, but I get some messages every once in a while. I'm like, who's this? Oh, I'm this guy from this college up north. I'm like, what? I don't. He goes, no, I'm looking for a few South Texas players that would like to play up here and stuff like that. So man, I can definitely put some names out there or whatever. So
We as coaches appreciate that.
for sure.
sir, Marcus, Andrew?
You guys have anything else you'd like to say? Anything
No,
at
just
all?
thank you guys for covering South Texas baseball and giving us the opportunity to talk about our programs and our districts.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's like trying to shine a spotlight on the kids, and so we appreciate you giving us that opportunity. And
Yeah, we got the Twitter going, we got the Facebook, and he's got the Instagram too. So, and we're gonna try to launch that website here pretty soon. So,
I can tell you, like, one of the reasons I came to South Texas because I'm not from here, but it's because of how big the baseball is. Like, you don't
You're
get
not
this.
the first one to say that.
You don't get this in Central
Marcelo,
Texas.
same thing. Yeah, man.
It's special down here, and it's special because people care about it and people make it special. And
Yeah.
so I appreciate that.
It's like they play. It's like you said, they play for their town. Yeah. And they want to make the state tournament. So we
Yes, sir.
we have a team in there almost every year. So,
Yeah.
Except 2 years ago, right? We didn't have
Something like that. I think
broke a
it
streak
was
of-
maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But just thinking about it right now, actually, I think most of the coaches that have been in here today, at one point or another, have had a really high level of success. Whether that's, making it 4 or 5 rounds deep in the playoffs and making it to the state tournament, winning a state championship, or not that rankings matter, but
Yeah.
a few years ago, GP's ranked in top 3.
Yeah, we were
Y'all
one
won
in
fourth round, right? Fourth round.
We lost to Leander Rouse. Yeah, that was a tough one. We had a whole bunch of dudes, and if you're going to get that far, it's one of the things that you got to do. You have to have dudes. It doesn't matter how many
Exactly.
average
what
or
Jaeger
above
said.
average
Yeah.
players. You have to have dudes.
Well, if you think about it, Jaeger won the state 4 times. Coach's been there
One time.
one time.
One time.
You were close. Sinton's been there.
So all the coaching
Yeah.
here is elite. The coaching.
And tomorrow we'll have London.
Yeah, exactly. The coaching down here is elite. in
Right.
It's a
itself.
testament to the kids.
I
too.
tell you what. You give me some Walker Yannicks and some Malachi Lights
yeah.
and some Robbie Spencers and Easton Dow's, and we'll go win a bunch of games. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
It's not about the coaching, man. If those kids can
kid.
get out
Yeah.
there and they can deal and they can make plays
Yeah.
and they can create havoc on the bases, like,
I agree.
you don't
with
have to do much. You don't have
Yeah.
to coach them much.
I
Man.
mean,
You
I
just got to
agree
write
with
the lineup and make sure the right kids are in the lineup.
Yep.
Don't mess up, right?
Right. Yeah.
Get the bus
Don't,
to the
don't let
field.
coach mess up.
Well, thank you. We appreciate y'all. We wish y'all the best of luck on y'all seasons, and we'll keep in touch.
Well, thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thanks again, guys.
Yep. Thank you.